Good morning. It's Monday. It is April the 14th. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. We've got some really good news and we've got some not so good news coming up.
Yeah, we do have some bad news. Oh, do you have bad news?
Of course I have bad news, Tom.
I know you do. Yeah, we have
I
some
always
bad
have
news.
bad news.
I hope you enjoyed the weekend. It was a bit
Yeah.
windy yesterday.
But wasn't it gorgeous?
It was lovely. Yeah, it was
I'll
lovely.
say 22 degrees, no problem.
Not too down by the lakeshore though, about 10.7 or something like that, just by the
Yeah,
lake.
if you were downtown, you had no idea what was going on.
Yeah,
It was just
22
too
at
cold.
Pearson, so very nice.
Taking a look at our current temperatures, it is relatively mild right now. We're sitting in the double digits for mid. And then behind this system, temperatures cooling dramatically enough that we're actually going to see some snow.
Yeah, ice pellets, snow.
No ice
maybe
pellets.
accumulation. I'm just listing off the stuff.
No ice pellets.
You sure?
Yes.
There might be.
I
There might be a couple.
suppose.
There might be a couple.
I suppose, but
Either way, it's snow.
are dealing with flooding. The Moyer River in Belleville, for example, has been a cause of concern for the last couple of days. We'll continue to follow that story here at the Weather Network. Talk about the long range. We'll talk about the snow, but first, here's Tahoe Traffic. Here's our major problem. We are going to be seeing that battle of winter versus spring. Starting this morning, an okay start to the day. Rain starts to move in later on this afternoon. And then behind that cold front, if this clicker would work for me, behind the cold front, that's when we're going to see that big cool down and we can see some mixing.
Go to the weather.
It is Monday. It's April the 14th. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. Now, it is not unheard of that in the middle of April, we see some good snow.
So is that what you're saying?
That is exactly what I am saying.
Mind you, we were saying that last week too.
About this week.
I know about this week. Snow this week. That's right. And we've been consistently saying it, so you've got to get used to it by now.
I'm not making any friends today. Let's just put it that way. Taking a look at our current temperatures. Will you still be my friend, Tom?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, thanks.
I have to. They pay me.
They pay you
They
to
pay
be
me to
my
be your friend. Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Well, all the good stuff starts.
Cold air.
Tomorrow morning's commute, we could see snow. Now, it's really tricky with this snow because it's really going to be temperature dependent and system dependent. So it's actually a third system that's coming in that's going to be bringing us snow. So depending on our temperature is when we could see either a trace or close to 10 centimeters.
The meteorologist sort of said, it's just a trace to 2 centimeters, and then if it really comes down hard, it could accumulate up to 10 centimeters. So it'll be.
I'm like waiting for things to start flying at us. Like they're going to start
Through the
throwing
TV.
things at us.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for people
Like
just to come in the
virtual
studio.
television. The doors are locked, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Rivers and streams running high and fast, and this rain and the snow certainly not going to help things. The Moyer River is rising fast. It is expected to crest, but still flooding has become a major issue for many residents throughout southern Ontario. Talk more about that coming up. We'll also tell you more about the snow, but first here is Tahoe Traffic. Well, we talked about the snow. We talked about our temperatures really cooling down behind the second system. The third system moves in. That's the one responsible bringing us snow. Mixing throughout the day tomorrow, a huge temperature contrast. Good news, we eventually warm up by the end of the week. I know, is that good news? At least we'll see some sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. And then by Easter weekend, we're going to see some more rain. Really, Tom? Why don't you just share all the good news? Okay, what's going to happen? Today, great day, 17 degrees. We are going to be seeing a little bit of sunshine this morning. By the afternoon, we've got rain moving in with I'm going to call it the first of 3 systems. I need to switch clickers. Sorry, this one doesn't work very well. Okay. The rain will come in along this cold front, and then behind it, as you notice, the winds, they're going to be cooling things off dramatically. So starting through the overnight and early tomorrow morning, we have the risk of rain transitioning to snow. It is going to be a cold next couple of days. It's Monday. It's April the 14th. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm calling today's weather a tale of 3 seasons.
A tale of 3 seasons. Okay.
Well, because we're going to see the potential for some sunshine this morning.
Yes.
We've got the potential for rain this afternoon.
Yeah.
And then we've got some snow tonight.
Yeah. And there's thunderstorms too possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's all very exciting.
It's exciting, and it's what it is. There's not much we can do about the snow potential, the thunderstorms as well. Temperatures at least are mild to start the day. We're looking at 12 degrees through Toronto.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for things to start flying at
Well,
us.
you know what's happening to me when I drive into the Tim Hortons now?
What?
They say, I tell them it's me, and they say no coffee.
Really?
Yeah. Until the forecast changes, they're not giving me coffee.
They still give me coffee.
They obviously don't know that you're the forecaster for the Weather Network. I made the mistake of saying I was on the Weather Network.
Whoa. Wait a second, Tom. I'm just the messenger. I'm
No
certainly not
coffee.
the forecaster.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, you are.
Rats. Okay, well, rivers and streams have been running high and fast through the Sarnia region. Somebody caught that on video. We love to see your videos, by the way. You can upload them at theweathernetwork.com, and you can share how active the weather is in your neighborhood. We'll talk more about the snow. We'll talk about the exact timing and the potential for more than a few centimeters in just a moment. But first, here's Tom with traffic. So starting this afternoon, we've got rain moving in with this cold front. Now, just ahead of this cold front is the risk for isolated thunderstorms. Behind the cold front, the third system comes in, and this is the one responsible for the precipitation that is going to switch from rain to snow through the late overnight, early tomorrow morning. So your commute could be a little dicey. Depending on the switchover, we could see a few centimeters of snow or up to 10 throughout the GTA. It took more than 1,200 firefighters from across the country to put out this fire. Well, today we're going to go from 17 degrees to the potential for thunderstorms, rain, cold temperatures, and then snow. Yeah, that's all going to happen in 24 hours. Tomorrow, temperatures much colder behind that cold front. We're only looking at a daytime high of 2 degrees. The snow will develop through the late overnight, early tomorrow morning. Commute could be very slippery. Very slippery. Wednesday, the sunshine returns, but the cold, it continues. And then Thursday, we finally warm up to more spring-like conditions. For Toronto and in through Hamilton, we'll get up to a daytime high of 13. We'll stay spring-like as we get into the long weekend, which I think a lot of people are going to be happy about. It's not going to be 17 degrees, but at least it doesn't look like it will be snowing. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. We've got lots to talk about today, a lot of different active weather to talk about. First and foremost, let's talk about the rain, because that is what is going to be coming in later on this afternoon. Now, we're going to start off the day, we're going to hit about 17 degrees, so very spring-like, above our seasonal average. We should be closer to about 10, 11 degrees for this time of year. Rain's going to start to move in late this afternoon, but ahead of the cold front, there is a very slight risk that we could see some convective activity. That's what happens when the warm air meets the cold air. So behind that cold front, temperatures are going to be dropping dramatically. And when I say dropping dramatically, to the point that we may even see, yeah, I know, some snow. Now, it's really going to be temperature dependent on how much snow we receive. Right now, Toronto is in the forecast for about 2 to 4 centimeters. It's going to be wet, slushy snow. It is going to be developing through your morning commute tomorrow. So think winter driving when you're heading to work. Think boots and mitts and gloves, because temperatures are going to be very chilly. Let's talk a little bit about the temperature contrast of what we are going to receive today compared to tomorrow. Today, we could see a daytime high of 19 degrees. Tomorrow, a high of 1. Huge difference. Up in Barrie, 18 to -1. In Ottawa, the biggest difference of them all, 24 degrees to a high of 4 tomorrow. Cold. Easter is on the way, and I found this picture on our website, Changing Seasons. This Easter bunny looks thrilled to be sitting in snow. Well, Easter bunny, if you were in Ontario, which you're not, he's in Alberta, we've got some more snow on the way. Will it stick around for Easter weekend? I've got those details coming up in your long-range forecast. Now I'm going to turn things over to Tommy as an update on traffic.
I'm sure I'll let you tell everybody how warm we're going to get and all the good news about Tuesday. Tuesday's fabulous, isn't it?
Why do you guys keep doing this to me? You and Kevin both.
What?
I'm just going to leave.
I'm just an angel. I haven't said anything.
Anyways, we are going to get warm today. 17 degrees through the city of Toronto, but we do have rain on the way. The potential is there for thunderstorms and some snow.
You see how she just answers no. Just tried to slide that in.
Well, you know, I've had, comments on Facebook talking about, I think you made a typo in your script.
There may be a potential of 10 centimeters, by the way.
We're
Maybe
not telling them that.
Maybe not. Anyway.
It is going to be wet, slushy snow, but yeah, it could come down hard and quick, and that's where we could see some of that accumulation Tom was just talking about. I'll break it down in more detail in a moment, but first, here's Tom with traffic. I don't know, Tom. That was a slew of bad news. My news is a little better than that. We've got warming temperatures throughout the day today, but yes, we do have rain on the way moving in through southern Ontario. Behind this cold front, temperatures cool down dramatically. Low number 3 moves in through southern Ontario. This one is going to be responsible for bringing us the snow. We have got an area of high pressure moving in behind it, but it is a very cold area of high pressure, and temperatures are going to remain below our seasonal average right into the middle of next week.
And unfortunately, the big dip in temperatures.
It's so great when our meteorologist comes in, and I think that he's got good news, but he doesn't. He just handed me a special weather statement for southern Ontario with the potential for some freezing rain and ice pellets. So, Tom is laughing right now because he said ice pellets about 2 hours ago, and I was like, no, I don't think so. Anyways, we are going to be seeing that transition today, tonight, and into tomorrow morning. Temperatures dropping significantly. We could see a little bit of accumulation, and we stay cold right into the middle of the week, but by Easter weekend, things are looking closer to seasonal.
This traffic report.
Now, Kevin, you know we adore you, but a true gentleman would have just given her your umbrella.
That's right. Yeah. Just here's your umbrella.
You know,
yeah.
Like how men used to take off their overcoats and put them
lay
down
it down
on
in
the
the
puddles.
puddle. I do that all the time.
Tom still does that for me.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah, just lay down my jacket and walk on it.
It's true. He lets me. Okay, well, we've got rain on the way. I think that's the point that Kevin was trying to make.
I think it's going to rain.
It is going to rain. We've got that we could see a brief period of freezing rain and possibly even some ice pellets. I know, it's the forecast everybody wanted to hear. We'll talk more about that and the timing of the system coming up. But first, Tom, I know you've got equally bad news on traffic, so don't try and blame all the bad news on me.
I'll take some of the...
Compared to that traffic, it's a breeze. Well, not really. We do have a couple systems coming in. We've got the cold front that'll move in later on this afternoon and bring us rain. Behind this cold front, temperatures are going to drop dramatically as low number 3 moves through southern Ontario. This is the one bringing the moisture for the snow. The potential is there through the late overnight, early tomorrow morning. As our temperatures are cooling, we could see the risk of some freezing rain and some ice pellets moving through the GTA. Wind is getting the blame for what will likely end up being the worst wildfire in this portion of Chile. It took more than 1,200 firefighters from across the country to put out this fire in Valparaíso. And even then, it wasn't completely out. Crews continued dousing hot spots in one neighborhood, but those spots flared up again, burning through several more homes. No rest for anyone in and around Detroit who ended up in the path of a severe storm on Saturday. More than 45,000 people in Michigan were left in the dark at the peak of the storm. Thousands were still in the dark Sunday, and the power could be out until late today for many customers. This isn't snow, it's hail, quarter-sized hail. And it's what severe storms moving through the Great Lakes region left behind in Illinois on Saturday. Rain over the weekend, warm temperatures, and more rain in the forecast has southern Ontario on the alert for rising water. Flood watches and warnings are in effect in several regions. The Grand will remain under a flood warning through the morning. The Moira in Belleville is starting to level off. Cyclone Eta made landfall late Friday on the north coast of Queensland and stalled out. The results? Heavy rain and intense wind battered the area through the weekend and well into Monday local time. Widespread damage, including power outages, washed out plantations, and drinking water shortages have all been reported. Make sure you stay with us. Your Southern Ontario forecast comes up on the 10s.
Back inside of the studio, Emily, they're not happy.
Well, Kevin, you're the one telling them on the street, and you're still in one piece, so I figure.
He's taking his life in his hands.
He really is a little bit.
Very dangerous.
There's cars going by at a pretty good speed behind him.
Yeah.
All right, well, we do have mild temperatures on the way today, but we also have rain, so it's going to be wet.
Yeah, to start.
To start.
Yeah.
And we do have the risk for some isolated thunderstorms. This is how fast the system changes over from rain to snow. It could be very rapid or it could take a while. If it takes a while, that's good news. We want it to stay mixing as long as possible while we let our temperatures warm up slightly. Now, there is also a risk, special weather statement has been issued by Environment Canada, that we could see some freezing rain and ice pellets just as this transition is happening. And unfortunately, Tom, it is going to be happening just in time for your morning commute. It's going to be a tale of all sorts of seasons in the next 24 hours. We've got rain for the afternoon, chance of thunderstorms just ahead of that cold front. Next low moves in through the overnight tonight. Temperatures cooling dramatically behind the cold front. You can see the northerly flow. We are going to be seeing that risk for some ice pellets and some freezing drizzle throughout the morning hours, transitioning over to a mix and then possibly straight snow. Now, the sun is going to return come Wednesday, but temperatures staying very cold, below our seasonal average. The very wet long range and the very cold long range and the very snowy long range. We do have our temperatures dropping by tonight. Enjoy this morning while we have it, because we've got rain developing this afternoon, and just ahead of that cold front we could see some thunderstorm activity. That's how warm the air is in front of the cold front and how cold it is behind it. We've got a northerly flow coming in through the overnight with this next area of low pressure. That's going to bring the precipitation that is going to change into a wet snow mix. The potential is also there for some freezing rain and ice pellets. Temperatures dropping dramatically. Tomorrow we're only going to see a daytime high of 2. You know what? I'm not going to miss snow pants.
No, snow pants are very hard to get on. And putting those silly idiot strings over your...
Well, she's lucky she doesn't.
Oh, no, they're not idiot strings with it. It's her. I thought you were putting them on you. It's your child.
You thought I had idiot strings?
Well, adults normally don't have them.
They're not called that, Tom.
I used to call them that.
That's awful.
Adults with strings on their gloves? Come on.
Look at producer's yelling at me to get to the next forecast.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I was just saying I don't like snow pants because, yeah, they're hard to get on. And then, of course, as soon as I put them on, I have to change a diaper. Change dramatically. A big push of Arctic air is coming our way, which means we're going to see that rain switch over into snow by tomorrow morning. And unfortunately, Tom, it is coming just in time for the commute.
Yes, it is.
Well, the snow, it's going to come whether we want it to or not. And what's going to happen is we've got the rain developing this afternoon. Cold front moves through. Temperatures drop dramatically with that northerly flow. Next low comes in. This brings us the precipitation. Rain switching over to snow, possibly a few hours of freezing rain, maybe even some ice pellets. And then high pressure moves back in, but it stays very cold. Thanks, Paige. Thanks for not shooting the messenger, because we always get blamed for this kind of stuff.
Well, somebody's got to take the blame for it. So you can only pass it down so far.
Call Tom. Call Tom, and I'll give you his number. I'll put it on my Facebook and my Twitter. You call him and you yell at him. You say, listen, we don't want any more snow.
Hey, listen, no problem. I'll just wait till that voicemail's stacked up.
It'll be good for bloopers. Ontario. So thankfully, we don't have that much snow moving in through southern Ontario. And you know what? Snow in April, it's not completely unheard of. It is just certainly unwelcomed by many. Tom and I being one of them, or two of them, I suppose.
The two of us.
Temperatures dramatically changing behind the cold front. So once we get over the rain, by tonight, we're going to see another area of low pressure move in, and this one's going to be responsible for bringing us the snow precipitation. Now, what's going to happen is that we've got a change in temperatures, more of a northerly flow, temperatures dramatically dropping. We'll see that switch over to a rain-snow mix, potential for freezing rain and ice pellets to snow. It is going to move out throughout the day tomorrow. High pressure moves in, but temperatures staying below our seasonal average right until the middle of the week. Well, we'll start things off with a little bit of rain this afternoon, and then temperatures are going to drop dramatically behind this cold front. See that northerly flow? Temperatures are going to change so dramatically that the precipitation we will see with this area of low pressure, the third one that's going to be moving in through southern Ontario, we're going to see a transition from rain to potentially mixing and then to straight snow. High pressure in place behind it, so we are going to be seeing some sunshine for Wednesday and Thursday, but temperatures are going to stay cold. We do have the risk for some freezing rain and potentially some ice pellets tonight into tomorrow morning as we're seeing that switch over. Temperatures staying below seasonal for Wednesday and Thursday. We finally rise up again. Hi there. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It's April the 14th. And speaking of thunderstorms, we've got a risk of thunderstorms today, and we saw some thunderstorms over the weekend. We saw it today, and that is why we can still see that risk of isolated thunderstorms. Now, we are going to be talking about snow in the long-range forecast, but first, let's throw things outside to Kevin Yard. He joins us in lovely downtown Toronto, and Kevin, everybody is lightly dressed today. Different story tomorrow. Okay, that's okay. You can be excited for snow, but everybody else, we just want this. Rain, risk of isolated thunderstorms, temperatures cooling down dramatically, bringing us some snow tomorrow. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday. It is April the 14th. After a mild weekend, floods certainly becoming an issue throughout parts of southern Ontario. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. We do have the risk of more rain on the way, as well as some snow. We'll get into all those details in your long-range forecast. Kevin Yard has been joining us all morning in downtown Toronto. And Kevin, light wear today, but tomorrow back to the winter parka. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, you certainly want to be scarce tomorrow. Rain on the way. Could see some thunderstorms just before this cold front hits later on this afternoon. Behind this area of low pressure, temperatures are going to drop significantly, and that's where we're going to see the potential for snow starting tomorrow morning. A lot of people commenting on today's forecast on social media. We have the potential for rain, thunderstorms, cooler temperatures, and some snow. Same thing happening in Chicago area too. Someone is playing with the weather machine. I believe it. Someone is up there just tinkering with it. It's spring? Nope. Oh yeah, that's exactly what's happening. We're seeing mild conditions today, changing to snow for tomorrow. I'll take the rain and the thunderstorms. You can keep the snow. No thanks. I've already put away my snowblower. No more snow. I kind of agree. It's not going to be pleasant for the next couple of days. Thanks for that, Kim. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It is Monday. It is April the 14th. And though it feels like spring today, tomorrow is going to feel like winter. I know. I had to let it sink in for a second as well. 17 degrees this afternoon, but some wet weather on the way. We've got a cold front coming through that is going to drop our temperatures dramatically to the point where the precipitation that will be falling has the potential to switch over to a rain-snow mix, possibly some freezing rain, possibly some ice pellets, and then to straight snow. But today, we're looking at about 10 to 20 millimeters of rain. The potential is there ahead of the cold front for some isolated thunderstorms, non-severe in nature. That's what happens when you have all that warm air and then a sharp cold front hits it. That's where we're going to see that chance for convective activity. Not a lot of snow in the forecast. We're looking at about 2 to 4 centimeters for the city of Toronto. Depends on how long the switchover takes. If it is a gradual switch over from a rain-snow mix to snow, we should see less accumulation. But if it switches over really quickly, we could see higher amounts, especially to the north. Hi there, I'm Emily Vukovic. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday. It is April the 14th. You're watching the Weather Network. It's been wet. We are going to see more rain today, and that is going to contribute to flooding in some areas. Throughout southern Ontario today, we could see about 10 to 15 millimeters for the city of Toronto, and behind that rain, we have snow in the forecast. Not many people are thrilled about it. Kevin Yard has been downtown today talking to people, and Kevin, I think you should probably make yourself scarce tomorrow, because I don't think anybody's going to be happy to see someone that says the Weather Network.
I think I'm going to run away. Back to you, Emily.
I would too, Kevin. I would go fast if I was you. Oh, that was great. Okay, well, 10 to 15 millimeters of rain on the way before the snow hits, and we do have that risk for seeing isolated thunderstorms. I'm calling it kind of the tale of 3 seasons, literally. A little bit of convective activity possible once that cold front hits all of that warm air, and then behind the system, we'll see a bit of a northerly flow, so our temperatures dropping dramatically. Dramatically enough that we could pick up a few centimeters of snow. Now, behind this system, high pressure moves back in, but staying cold right into the middle of the week.
No telescopes or binoculars, just your eyes to enjoy the show.
Thanks so much for that, Andrew Fazekas. He is our one and only night sky guy. It's Monday. It is the 14th of April. I'm Emily Vukovic. Temperatures today certainly feeling like spring. By tomorrow, unfortunately, feeling like winter. Now, over the weekend, we did see quite a bit of rain in some areas, and that has left rivers and streams running high and fast. We did see some thunderstorm activity as well. This was the scene through Cambridge, and you can see there's the river. It's full. Let's just put it that way. Rivers, streams, the banks have been overflowing, so just keep yourself, kids, pets away from the shoreline if you can, if you're out and about taking advantage of these lovely temperatures this morning. By the afternoon, rain moving in 10 to 15 millimeters. We do have the risk, a very slight risk, for some convective activity ahead of the cold front. So what happens when all that warm air meets that sharp cold front? We could see some isolated thunderstorms, non-severe. Snow moving in behind the cold front. Temperatures are going to drop dramatically. We're talking getting down to 0 in a matter of hours tonight. Rain, change in the winds to a northerly flow. That's where our temperatures are going to be dropping. By tomorrow morning, the potential is there for some freezing rain, maybe even some ice pellets. Accumulation, we're looking at about 2 to 4 centimeters right now for the city of Toronto. High pressure moves in behind this system, so we are going to be seeing a return to sunshine, but it will stay cold. 25th anniversary here at the Weather Network. Details coming up. Thanks so much, Tom. All right, it is Monday. It is April the 14th. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Network. We've got lots of active weather to talk about. Not so much hurricanes, but we do have some rain and the risk of thunderstorms and some snow on the way. We're going to get to all that in just a moment. We're going to check in with Kevin Yard. He is downtown Toronto, and he's been asking people their opinion on the snow that's coming in tomorrow. And Kevin, you should probably make yourself a little scarce tomorrow. Kevin, you have found 2 people that are excited about snow. One that lives in the snow country and the other one that lives in the snow country. So I guess if you live there, it's to be expected, right? All right, we've got rain on the way this afternoon, 10 to 20 millimeters. We could see some isolated non-severe thunderstorms ahead of the cold front. A little bit of convection when cold air meets warm. And then, unfortunately, yes, we do have some snow on the way. Ooh, we're looking at a few centimeters throughout the GTA. The transition is going to happen tonight and into tomorrow morning. So your morning commute could be a little bit slippery. We could see the potential for a little bit of freezing rain and a few ice pellets, and temperatures staying cold right until the middle of the week. A lot of people commenting on today's forecast on social media. We have the potential for rain, thunderstorms, cooler temperatures, and some snow. Same thing happening in Chicago area too. Someone is playing with the weather machine. I believe it. Someone is up there just tinkering with it. It's spring? Nope. Oh yeah, that's exactly what's happening. We're seeing mild conditions today, changing to snow for tomorrow. I'll take the rain and the thunderstorms. You can keep the snow. No thanks. I've already put away my snowblower. No more snow. I kind of agree. It's not going to be pleasant for the next couple of days.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Dyson DC62. Powerful suction without the hassle of a cord.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It's April the 14th. And speaking of thunderstorms, and then behind the system, we'll see a bit of a northerly flow. So our temperatures dropping dramatically enough that we could pick up a few centimeters of snow. Now behind this system, high pressure moves back in, but staying cold right into the middle of the week. A lot of people commenting on today's forecast on social media. We have the potential for rain, thunderstorms, cooler temperatures, and some snow. Same thing happening in Chicago area too. Someone is playing with the weather machine. I believe it. Someone is up there just tinkering with it. It's spring? Nope. Oh yeah, that's exactly what's happening. We're seeing mild conditions today, changing to snow for tomorrow. I'll take the rain and the thunderstorms. You can keep the snow. No thanks. I've already put away my snowblower. No more snow. I kind of agree. It's not going to be pleasant for the next couple of days. The Weather Network.